I was watching the TikTok about all the different accents in the UK, and some jackasses arguing which one they hated the most. Seems like everybody hates a Geordie. Scouse and Geordie, I think, are the two ones that people usually don't like.
It's Brummy accents for me. I can't get on board with them.
No, even when Tom Garrett speaks.
A Brummy?
No. Yeah, that's Peaky Blinders, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Like Jack Grealish kind of sounds a bit like that.
Yeah.
I don't even
it's raining outside. That's what it sounds like.
I like that one. Okay. It's like the slow version in the US, like a southern
Basically,
person.
their accent just sounds...
Yeah, a little bit.
Their accent just reminds me of like grey, dusty buildings. It's raining outside.
Grey, dusty buildings.
What's your favourite accent then in the UK?
Mine?
Or anyone's?
Mine's
I don't really
Scottish
have
woman.
Yours is what?
A Scottish woman with red hair and gigantic cans.
Fair fucks.
I got a soft spot for redheads.
I never heard the word cans used like that before.
Oh, okay.
Josh,
I mean boobs,
your,
by the way.
Favourite accent?
I never actually thought about it.
No.
I know I hate but Brummy and Scouse. I don't know what I like. This is, anyone that speaks in a Scouse accent. Like, have you seen that video of that bloke who's like, Sadio Mane, he's the best player in the world? Is that what are you laughing for, Chris? I'm being serious.
I do absolutes.
I don't do if buts or maybes. A can of Coke. What are you laughing for, Chris? Being serious.
That's fantastic.
It is. So, welcome to Hotspur Way Season 1, Episode 29. Do you want to do the whole thing in a Scouse accent?
Nah, that's me done.
Actually.
I'm not cute. It's just I just try and just tense my face up and like squeak my voice out.
That's a strong 7.5 out of 10. I'd say.
It was very good. You know what's better? The fact that none of you will know when we're going to start, or which bit of the pod we're going to release to the public. Because I didn't actually know you started until you said that bit. So I don't know how long it's been recording. Well, recording for 22 minutes now, so I'll see which bit is the funnest.
Oh wow!
It'll either be the cans bit, Johnny. You don't mind, do you? Or it will be we'll see. But
well, the cans was only about 2 minutes before I squeezed out that Scouse accent, wasn't it? Either way, the Scouse accent would be in it.
It's like he's taking a Scouse shit.
Scouse shit. It's all silver, isn't it?
Them like that.
A Scouse shit is all it's all silver, isn't it?
It comes out with Nike 95s on.
I was going to say it's got the hubcaps. It's not funny. No, that's terrible. I shouldn't edit it. I'm not going to edit that bit out.
Fucking hell! What are we doing here?
I don't know. We're supposed to be on a podcast. That's what we're supposed to be.
Just upsetting everybody.
Well, especially recently.
It's not bad. Did you notice that last time we were on, a week ago and a bit, that we mentioned, or we went a bit more, people said we went overboard on calling out fans for their opinions. And,
we say fans.
Yeah, we say fans and we say opinions in inverted quote marks because...
That's subjective.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there is a big difference between opinions and negativity. I think we should jump right into that. There was a question for Hannah, wasn't there, Johnny?
There was. Do you
want to find it and read it out?
Sure. Let me get to it real quick here.
Anyone want to fill up the air?
I'm on the Tottenham website now. Have you seen the new academy stuff that's just dropped?
No, is it good?
Oh, it's unreal.
Really?
If you've got it on there now, go on to Tottenham's shop and look at the new academy stuff that's just dropped. It's like basically all black, and it looks sick.
All right, here it is. Got it. Apologies. So Hannah, inspired by the last pod.
No.
Ange puts 30 fish fingers up his bum for vibes. This somehow makes him cough even worse than usual, and he needs someone to suck them out so we can all continue to be entertained by Ange Ball. Who from the pod are you sending down under, and why?
Down under. I like that.
Yep. Yep. That was from George at Do Not Follow 1882. Thank you, George. We love you. Love you so much.
He was the guy with the fish finger question last time, right?
He was, yeah. He's getting a lot of length out of this fish fingers, but it's okay.
Oh, why me, man?
Well, I mean, because we'd all say you, so that's why we pretty much
this is
aimed it
the
at
problem.
you.
But yeah, the thing is, Big Johnny, I'll probably nominate myself as well. So
Oh, well,
You do need a new diet.
for the calories alone.
that's true. I am slightly malnourished at the moment, so I think it's
Your diet is just elf bars and caffeine.
yeah, essentially, and gluten-free, wheat-free, milk-free porridge.
So basically cardboard and wallpaper paste.
Yeah, so I could do with the protein, to be fair. So yeah, I'll nominate myself. I'll take another one for the team. Or
Okay. You
60,
could eat
whatever I'm on now.
30 fish fingers? Well, I guess you just have to suck them out. It
Imagine that-
actually doesn't say
imagine-
anything about eating them. You just have to suck them out.
I mean, the first 3 might be fine, but imagine once you get to the 30th fish finger.
Yeah, that's got some material on it, doesn't it?
It's like wine tasting. It's like wine tasting where you suck it a little bit and then spit it in a bucket. I could do that.
Yeah, it does sound like wine tasting.
So it's just a different aging for fish fingers, I guess.
There's lots of ways of doing this. Or I guess in America, Johnny, that would be like a tobacco bucket thing, wouldn't it? Isn't that what you guys do?
Yeah, spittoon is what we call them. Yeah.
Spittoon. I would
Spittoon,
spittoon fish fingers out of Angie's arse.
About if it was Madison.
Save him. That's a whole.
She would be
different
in
question.
with the fish fingers if it was.
I would be the fish finger.
She would be.
I would be one with the fish finger.
If you go on the Tottenham website, he is the background, by the way.
He is.
my
I just saw it.
background.
Yeah.
He's your
I love
foreground,
that
Hannah.
man. What's that?
He's your foreground.
Oh. I don't even have my children on my background. It is just James Madison.
I got
He's probably-
Ange on mine, so
I'd probably argue Madison means more to you as well.
What than my children? I have to say that quietly.
Yes,
So
that's
then-
true.
Love him.
So, guys, we were not told off, but it was interesting that we sort of, I don't want to say got in there first, but we took it up a notch. And then everyone sort of joined the bandwagon and carried on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of us felt a bit vindicated, right?
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Massively.
I'm just bored of circular arguments. If you're gonna put something out there, just expect that someone's gonna have something to say about it and stop being a fucking pussy.
Do you want to explain that? To give an example for it, you don't have to mention any names. Just give an example of circular reasoning, an example that we saw last week and this week, maybe.
You want me to give that, or do you want Josh to do it?
Well, Josh, actually,
I haven't got any examples of it.
No,
but
just off memory. Off memory. So, for instance, we can explain to some people what circular reasoning is, just in case you don't know, and we can give a Spurs twist on it as well, so it makes a lot more sense.
I'm happy to
Yeah, go on.
happy to explain. So, if you use a public sphere like social media, Twitter, for example, you stick your opinions out there. Someone somewhere is going to think they're bollocks, and that person is free to then say it's bollocks. You don't have to like that they've said it. You can be upset about it, but then to try and shut those people down and say that they can't have an opinion on your opinion is essentially a circular argument, because you were free to say what you wanted in the first place. They're not free to have their opinion on it, and I just cannot be arsed with the sensitive sallies of this world.
I'd go a step further, Hannah, and say that if you expect people to come to your defense because you had an opinion when other people have basically called you an idiot for your opinion, it's even further down the rabbit hole. At what point can you just lift up and say, "Yep, I had an opinion. It was shit. All right." Mm-hmm. Or even, "Yeah, I stand by my opinion. It's shit, but I still stand by it." Or, "Hey, I could be wrong." They're all possibilities, but being an adult certainly should trump the ability, or certainly should trump you expecting people to come to your defense. And there is an aspect, I hate to say it, but there is an aspect of men coming to the defense of women, especially in social media, because they feel like they're being attacked by other men because they're women, which completely is false.
We need to address that.
I'll let you address that because I've said it too much already.
So one of the things that came up was that we were misogynistic because one of the people who we talked about happened to be a woman. I use that in the loosest term possible. And we were misogynistic. Apparently it was an easy target because she was a woman. Hello, firstly. I've been a woman this whole time. I was quite happy to say my piece on that. And secondly, if you view someone as an easy target because they're a woman, I think that probably says more about you. But it's just pathetic. Like, if I put an opinion out there, I don't do it so that I get any sort of backup. I'm willing to die on the hill that I've posted. Just, to get a grip.
So can I talk about this? So when...
No.
All right, okay, so...
You're not allowed to talk about it.
You're not allowed your opinion.
What Disney have done in recent history in the last 2 years is...
Sorry, where was this going?
We did speak about this, remember?
Yes, we did.
And so what Disney have done in the last few years is produced just not very good TV or cinema, right? And what they've then done is, because they know that what they're about to release is dross, they have, and there's factual accounts on this, just go and look it up. What they've done is they've basically created accounts on Twitter and different various social media accounts where they have attacked the actress who's the main protagonist, for instance. So if you look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, the one which was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And the lead actress in there, she's obviously a woman and black. And so what they did is they created this PR spin that fans were not dissing the show, but dissing her. And so she then put out, she was not privy to this, she then put out, obviously, a tweet saying, guys, come on, why are you attacking me, blah, blah, blah. And I have to say, allegedly, I can't say it was Disney. The thing that came out afterwards, put it this way, is that the attacks that were happening were done way before anyone even knew anything. And so they were all orchestrated. And so this is what it seems like. It seems like, for instance, you want to say, someone says something and then everyone jumps to that person's defense. And it's instead of it being about the actual opinion, then it's because she's a woman. It goes into the diversity factor and, oh, she's black and she's a woman, and it's got nothing to do with that. I don't care who you are. You can be Tom Cruise. If you've got a shit opinion, I'm allowed to call it out. And it's like they were saying, you're using your platform to attack. I beg your pardon. All we did was called you a cunt and told you to fuck off. And that was because of your negativity. It wasn't because you said, listen, he's done this and that, and he's disappointing. If that was the case, we wouldn't even, we do that. Who cares? Mm-hmm. But it's the constant negativity, the constant badgering, and then wanting other people to like it. And it's not just this person. There were loads of people who've been doing it. Mm-hmm. To the point where the guy, we're talking about Brennan Johnson now, he's limited his comments. We're talking about a Spurs player. Why would you do that?
But then this is the circular argument, isn't it? They're right to push that narrative to the point where somebody has to limit their comments. That supersedes anybody else's right to say, hang on, don't do that, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Apparently us saying that is worse than them doing that. But, I don't get that.
No,
that logic is so flawed.
But then if you did notice what then happened, it wasn't just us, by the way. It was a few different circumstances that I saw online, and I've heard other podcasts talk about it, where all of a sudden it stops becoming about the negativity of a player, which started the whole thing off, and it is about a podcast or someone else on Twitter or someone else on social media attacking that person because she's a woman or because she's black. And how dare they do that? And then it's like the focus has shifted away from why this all started. It's got nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm pretty sure there are people out there who would do things like that. It's not us. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't really know how to explain it other than extremely narcissistic, extremely weird and petty. And what these people like to do is build up like this cult following. I think I've spoken about this on here before, and I don't seem to get it. I don't know why people want this, and I don't know then why the people who are following these idiots seem to want to jump to their defense instead of using, that thing that's in between their ears. And yeah.
But like as a woman who posts on social media about football, which is generally like a male space, yeah, it does kind of come with the territory. It doesn't make it right that people say certain things because you're a woman in that space. But if I post something, I don't expect to be reduced down to the fact that I'm a woman. That's nothing to do with what I've said. Nothing to do with my opinion on football. But there was no thought to that when those people were saying that. They hadn't even listened to what was said. They didn't take any of the nuance out of it at all. It was just the fact someone said something nasty to you because you're a woman. That's so pathetic. And actually,
wasn't there one person that said or they tried to back her up, etc. Then you asked them, have you actually heard what was said? And they said, no, I don't need to.
Yeah.
And you just sort of think, well, so what are you defending here? Like,
so you didn't hear the woman on the podcast saying exactly the same things then? Like, just crazy. So stupid, man.
There's a sense of tribalism too. Like, I like this person. If anybody says he or she did anything bad, then I'll defend them until I'm blue in the face.
And that's cool, but that doesn't make the people saying those things bad people.
No, not at all. Of course not.
You're defending your friend, great. That's fine, but that doesn't make us bad people. And also, what I found really funny is, in one breath we're using our platform to drag these people down. In the next breath, we've got 2 listeners. So which is it?
We're dragging them down to our 2 listeners. It's great. Yep. Our 2 listeners love it.
Yeah. And one of those listeners has an obsession with fish fingers.
He does. Thank you, George, for your obsession.
Yeah, the other one is Sue.
Yes, in bums and fish fingers.
Make your mind up. Honestly, we're irrelevant in one breath, and then we're using our platform to tear people down another. Honestly, don't do drugs, kids.
So can I just give some weight to the Disney thing, because I want to give some context to it, just in case people don't understand. So what happened was, back in May 2022, Disney launched Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was really looking forward to it. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Not really of the new stuff. The Last Jedi was toilet, and the only time I've ever walked out the cinema was, I can't remember what the third one was called, Rise of Skywalker. I actually walked out the cinema. Right. Anyway, the point is that Moses Ingram was set to star in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the problem that fans had was they heard that even though the show is called Obi-Wan Kenobi, I don't know if any of you know who he is. Johnny, I know you know who he is, right?
Of course.
Hello there.
He wasn't, exactly. He wasn't the main attraction of a show that was named after him. And so then what Disney did is they started to call fans racist. And what they were doing, it's a major PR tactic. Do it all the time in my line of work. It's called deflection. Mm-hmm. And so what you're doing is you're deflecting from the fact that the people who started an argument had nothing to do with Moses Ingram. I personally think she's great. She was terrible within Obi-Wan, but that was because of the directing, and they had her like screaming. It was terrible. I don't know if Johnny, did you see it? Did you see Obi-Wan?
No.
You're not missing anything, mate.
I have kids, and I can't. I'm not a child anymore.
Yeah. And look, I am. I'm fine with it. You're older than me, mate. So
I enjoyed it.
Did you really?
I love Star Wars.
So the bit when you've got an 8-year-old girl running around, and if you added the what's it called, the Benny Hill music, it would have been perfect. Remember that bit? Where she's running around, and you've got assassins chasing an 8-year-old girl who are falling over themselves and they can't even catch her. Anyway,
stuff like that makes me laugh.
Yeah, we're going off topic. But the point was that immediately the deflection from Disney started, and it was, well, you're being racist, and they were attacking their own fans, which was such a weird thing to see. Of course, in the I'm saying millions of people who were like up in arms about Obi-Wan. Of course, there were some who were up in arms about it because there was a black actress. 100%, right? Because humans are weird like that, but the majority weren't. They weren't at all. And so they were even putting out like articles and blogs, and then you had Disney supporters. This is the cultish behavior that I'm talking about, who aren't even employed by Disney, who were saying like the article had nothing to do with race or sex. It was just about the show itself, how bad it was. And then you had loads of comments of people saying, "You're racist, you're a bigot, you're..." So what? Had nothing to do with it. And I'm seeing the same thing from supposed Spurs fans and their followers. And I find it so odd.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to stop either. I think that the more successful we get, the more of a deluded fan base we're going to get. It comes with the territory. I said this about 2 years ago, actually. I was on a pod with Spooky, and he was like saying to me, if I recall, he doesn't think so. I said, mate, it's going to happen. You know, let's say we win the league this year, next year. You can have a lot of these guys. And remember, if you take a look at Twitter as a whole, Spurs Twitter, you have a lot of accounts where you have a footballer's picture as the avatar. Stupid. I mean, clearly not. The handle is not as stupid as Josh's, but it's on par.
It's literally my name, but it's an X instead of an O. I don't get what's so
name.
difficult about that.
It's got IITS. No, that doesn't. Unless I don't know how to read English, and I think I do.
I mean, it quite clearly says it's Josh, but you know, if you struggle to,
yeah, well,
yeah. I mean, if you struggle, it's your problem, not mine. But...
Are you being racist? So
yes, actually.
and so what happens is these people like they could be kids. Really, they could be kids. There's the anonymity side of social media, and unfortunately, some of them, you know, they get quite a few clicks, more than us. So how many followers we've got? 1,000 now, over 1,000. Not bad. We need 2,000 guys to help us out at Hotspur Way Show on Twitter. And so, what happens then is people start retweeting, and then they've figured out the aggregating side of things. So they'll take 2 or 3 words of what a journalist has said, spin it. And we're talking about 13-year-olds now, and then they start to build up their own cult following, and they feel special, and that gives them the right to want to destroy Tottenham Hotspur players. And as I said, it's not going to get any better. Unfortunately, what you have to try and do is not avoid it. So I don't think you can, but you can sort of like try and shy away from it, or you can do what we do. You can launch your own podcast and call them out. And I personally, I don't know. Do any of you guys have a problem with us calling out these cunts?
I don't have a problem with that.
Not really, no.
No.
I mean,
as long as it doesn't get personal, and I don't think it has. It's all about content.
It's never personal. It's never.
Yeah,
personal.
if they're being jackasses because they're saying dumb stuff, then yeah, stop being a jackass. Stop saying dumb stuff
You say, but then if you don't want to be dragged for it, don't say it. Like your
That's
choice to say it, our choice to combat it.
Exactly.
And at what point does that end? You don't get to shut down the conversation by calling people misogynistic or racist or any of those things, because you can't then say free speech. We can say what we want,
and then not allow anyone else to say anything.
Because the thing is, right? I don't know about you guys, but if these people actually wanted to combat what we say without going down the cheap route, they're more than welcome to come on and have a conversation. Yeah. And 100%. We can do it like that. They can use our platform if they really want to do that, but they don't.
But instead, they hide behind the block button, don't they?
Yeah, it's just mad.
Yeah, that's a good point. Come on our program. We won't debate you. You can come on and air your grievances with us.
Mate,
if you like what you say, we will mute you.
Yeah, Johnny. I've got to say, Johnny, you're showing your age by calling it a program.
Oh, don't.
Hannah, can I put you on the spot? What do you... I mean, saying something edges over the line from opinion to negativity that's quite subjective, but there is a line, right? What would you say would be not objective. What would you say would be an opinion? So let's just say I said Brennan Johnson, he's not been playing well, like maybe he needs some time on the bench. Would you say that is my opinion, or would you say it's completely negative?
I think
in your opinion.
I think it kind of works the other way. Like, it's my perception of what you're saying, right? So if you take a Twitter page, yeah, if I go on your Twitter page and it is just a stream of bollocks of you dragging our players, that's what I'm going to base it on. Does that make sense? I'm not really picking at individual, one-off tweets, to be honest with you. I think that's my perception of you as a person. No?
But that's the answer.
Right.
Right. The answer is that, if you were just to tweet out Brennan Johnson is shit, or I think he's shit, or you can go even harder than that, he should never play for Spurs again. And then that's it, right? And you just say it once. You can say that's sort of being negative, but it sort of gets
You can
lost.
sort of take that with a pinch of salt, can't you? If it's just a one-off comment.
It gets lost in the crowd of other tweets that people put out, right? But when there's a tirade of it coming from the same account, the only reason I can think that oh, by the way, that is negativity. And the only reason I can think that that's happening is because someone wants attention. And it's not Brennan Johnson.
They want attention, but also they feel comfortable to do that. And they feel comfortable to do it because they're in an echo chamber. So the reason something like that kicked off was because somebody not in the echo chamber said something. Yeah. That's why. You get used to people licking your ass and going, yeah, everything you say is great. And then one person comes along and goes, well, actually, I think you're a bit of a cunt. Oh my God, it's like physical pain because you're just not used to it.
Yeah, I suppose
it's like when kids are told from when they're tiny, like everything you do is perfect, and then they grow up to be a little cunt, and then they get told that you're sacked because you're a little cunt, and then they go, oh my God, but my mum told me I was perfect. No, someone somewhere at some point is going to tell you you're a cunt, mate. Fix up.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope Todge is listening.
Sort your mic out, you little cunt. He's going to cry about it now.
There was a graphic, guys. Sorry, Jim. There was a graphic which I'll read it actually. So out of the 381 wingers in Europe's top 7 leagues this season, the highest percentage of offensive duels won is 62.24%. Can you guess who that player is?
Is it the really useless player, the one that shouldn't be playing, the one that should be on the bench, the one that should never have been bought? Is it that guy?
Yeah. Paid too much money for all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's that
and
guy.
That's all his fault.
It's all his fault. Yep.
It's that guy, and
BJ.
You're going to hear some
BJ's all round.
Over the next few days, you're going to hear like David Beckham talk about Brennan Johnson as well. We spent some time with him, with quite a few. Well, he went to basically see all about Angel, right? Want to stick for himself today, which was interesting, and I'm sure we're going to hear some comments from David himself. And I know whatever you might think of David, he's actually a cool person. And
does anyone have anything negative to think about him?
Well, there's a lot of people there was a lot, even when the Netflix stuff came out. But he was a fantastic footballer, by the way, and people forget that how great
he's an icon.
Yeah, an absolute icon, and it's just I don't know any other points on this.
Well, I just think it's interesting that Beckham's doing the thing with Johnson because, I mean, there were tweets about this as well, right? Beckham got shitloads of abuse. Yeah. Shitloads of abuse when he was playing. So I think it's almost perfect timing.
It is. I wanted just to say as well, like, because people obviously saying all about the criticism and all that sort of thing. We're not saying criticism isn't bad. We're not saying don't criticise people. It's literally... Oh, Christ, my voice disappeared then. It's literally, if all you're giving is criticism, when you're not giving anything else, it's just a barrage of negativity flying in from all angles, and you're not prepared to give anyone any sense of praise whatsoever. All you want to do is just drag people through the mud and just throw negativity down. That's literally what it is. We're not saying
it's the whole
don't be critical. It's saying... Yeah, exactly. It's just things like, we're not saying you can't complain about things because that would be fucking stupid. You can complain, but try, throw some positivity in. Don't. It just makes it like you want to kill yourself. If you know what I mean. It's just constant negativity. It's just not needed whatsoever. And then they're saying Johnson needs to get better, and then kick off when he's getting minutes. It's like, well, how is he going to get better if he's not getting these minutes? Like, he needs to
There's no
play to
context
get better.
to it.
Yeah, it's like, it's just agendas being thrown out. And then obviously you got all the Tottenham fans that are white knighting and basically cucks, aren't they? Just
And you
falling...
do not get to dictate somebody else's perception of you. So if you want to make that your thing, that you're princess negative, then fine. But you have to own it. Like, I know that people have a perception of me, and I can't control that. All I can do is just like ride that wave and go along with it, because I'm not going to change their perception of me, and I don't really want to.
I think your perception is based on writing things. I'm sorry.
So it wasn't just that, was it? It was obviously they're giving her opinions, etc., their opinions, saying what they wanted to say. We said, no, your opinions are shit. And then they're asking for support on Twitter because someone didn't agree with them. There's people saying, oh, I hope you're okay. We supported. Like,
that was so
what do you
funny.
mean, I hope you're okay? All we said was, what you're saying is a heap of shit. Like, I'm not sending like a hit squad around your fucking house. Like,
Yeah.
Christ, I hope you're okay. Good, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, people on Call of Duty, I've been called all sorts of shit on there. I don't ask for support on Twitter the next couple of hours. I get called all sorts of shit. I don't understand it. Like, the entitlement of people is ridiculous.
Oh my
Let's
god,
come
if
up with
I
a-
cried every time I got a shitty message on Twitter. Fucking hell,
Yeah.
man.
Let's come up with a Hotspur Way greeting card. That way we can just trash them on the podcast, and we'll send them a nice greeting card that says, "We're sorry. Hope this card finds you in good health, and go fuck yourself."
Perfect.
Like that guy, for instance, what's your perception then, if we're talking about perception, of the guy who said that Brennan Johnson smokes a lot of vapes and he has a bad cardio? Did you not see that?
Oh my
Fucking hell.
Oh, I heard.
so
You haven't seen it? You haven't seen it? Oh, it's great. Yeah, he's got bad cardio. And,
Listen.
I'm listening.
I've
Do you
got
want me to hold on as
cherry
well?
You can.
Yeah.
I've got a cherry ice permanently attached to me, and I am reigning Mum's Race champion since 2016.
Where's
So,
this Cockney
even
accent
if
just come
he
from?
is- Even if he
Yeah.
is, it's not. It's a Kent accent.
Oh, sorry, Christ. Carry on.
So even if he is vaping, what's the problem? Are you his doctor? Are you his mum?
It'd be funny if they were. It'd be
Well,
funny.
yeah.
Imagine his mum said, "Mrs. Johnson,
I am actually.
my son's been vaping. He's not doing as good as he should be doing. I'm not being negative. I'm just putting some facts down."
Actually,
Imagine.
you saying, "Are you his doctor?" Who was it that was suddenly a doctor earlier on today? Not only is
Oh,
in
yeah,
ITK,
Are we talking about Porge again?
Stairs.
I'm a man of many talents.
yeah,
He
he's
is a
a
man of many
a
talents.
pilot on ITK Copy and Paste Airways, and now he's a doctor.
You know what though? You know what though, Josh? I don't think that he could attack Capua in Rome Total War.
Oh,
He can
God, no.
maybe do everything else, but he can't attack. He can't. I don't think he can anyway.
He hasn't got enough denarii to do it.
Even
God,
I mean,
you're
I,
such-
What on earth
Did
is
I give you an
happening
ick?
right now?
Oh my god, I am drier than the Sahara right now.
that's because you've been crying
Me
about all the
too.
negativity.
I'm dehydrated.
Are we done with this then? Should we answer some
Please.
questions?
Please, let's be done with this. Let's be done with it. We've already given them too much of our fucking time.
On our platform.
And one more
Right.
thing, it's nice to see that I just posted something on the Hotspur Way group chat, and Johnny's phone didn't go beep.
Nice. It's because I'm awesome.
I know it is. You're so
You are, to be fair.
you are that accent. I think we're going to start the show off when you're talking about accents. I think that's the best thing. Yeah,
We're not going to
so
talk
that's
about
what
Johnny's love for huge cans.
redheads with huge cans. Johnny,
like that.
do we
I like that.
do we have
I
any
didn't
more?
know it was your time.
Do we have any more? Do we have any more questions?
We do. Let's see. Well, we got one more. This is from. Who is this from? Q-Tips Wallet at Q-Tips Wallet. That's fantastic.
That's a great name, and in your
It
accent
is.
as well. That is beautiful.
Yep. I have the best accent I have the best accent on the program, don't I, James?
Oh, 100%.
On the system.
On the system. So the question is, what's your favorite drum beat? Is it boom chicka or bada bada chicka boom?
That was brilliant.
What the fuck is going on?
My personal favorite is boom chicka.
Mine is too. I think, Johnny, me and you come from a certain age where
Yeah.
it would be that one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
90s hip hop has that, it's the boom chicka.
And what was the other one?
Bada bada chicka boom.
I don't. Bada bada chicka boom.
Obviously.
That's such a great fucking question. I think that's a question of the day.
It's so niche, isn't it?
Come on.
It is. It's fantastic.
Am I missing something?
The will to live.
What was that?
Calories.
Say that.
Calories.
Misogynist.
You're such a woman. Do you
I've made it this far.
Johnny, have you seen the question from J-A, how do you pronounce it? Jaay at OJAAY.
No, I haven't. Oh.
Came in
I
3
like that
minutes
one.
ago. Yeah.
OJCO at OJCO.
Questions.
Yeah.
This is great.
We're getting live questions in. This is unbelievable. Can't
Yeah.
believe we get so many questions.
Oh,
Do you think
no,
This is-
I've used this one.
what,
Jay, you
in real
naughty
life?
boy.
In real life?
What, you
Yeah,
naughty
this is. I've heard this one before too, but that's
Yeah,
all
so
right.
have I. I mean, yeah.
It's good. We'll ask it to Josh. Josh isn't paying attention. Josh,
I don't know what you're talking about because I don't see the questions coming through, do I?
Okay,
perfect.
you ready?
Then Josh, if you were 2 inches inside of your mom,
No, I don't like it already.
and your dad was
What
2
was
inches
the-
inside of you.
Oh, is
I
this
guess,
the-
yeah.
When I
I
go,
guess 2
am I backing forwards or
No,
backing?
it's
Yeah,
not.
would you go
It's-
forward
it's
to get your
hipsty.
dad out of you, or go backward to get you out of your mom?
I just slide myself down
No,
and just.
you
I don't-
answer this question like a man.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've lost all sense of masculinity in
Slam
this
your
situation
mum.
altogether. Each way, I just think about each way too in-depthly, and I've got a very vivid picture in my head I do not want there right now.
Is your mom fit?
I wouldn't, but
Well,
that's because
great.
it's my mum.
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck's sake. Does that answer the question? See, what about your dad?
My dad is basically he's taller than me, so
What, he's like 7
Risky.
foot. What is he?
Is he hung?
Yeah, God.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just curious. I mean, I think that's an integral part of the question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You need to consider these parameters.
I'm gonna have to go forwards, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh no, but this feels disgusting. Oh
See,
no.
and if your dad's bigger than you, you're gonna have to push forward even more to get you away from your mom.
So then you'd be
But
3
isn't-
inches in your mum.
I need that. I need them inches first.
Is it possible?
I need them inches.
There's no way you're 6'5" and it's 3 inches. There's no way.
I'm not
Or
sure.
is
I don't like this question like one iota. This is not
Jay,
a bit
you
of me.
fucking legend. You've made Josh squirm. I love this.
That's the first time, right?
Oh, because it's like there's no good way. Like
Just guys, Johnny and James, look at the disgusting things this man says in
Yeah.
our group chat.
I know.
Directed at me, and he's
Mm-hmm.
squirming at this.
I know.
Yeah.
He tells you
Well-
to die at least 7 times a day.
He
least,
does.
yeah.
He said he was going to drive his lorry into my children's school.
Yeah, he did. He did say
oh
that.
yeah, I was from like that scene from The Bodyguard.
You having a hard day?
Yeah, that's what you were thinking. Oh, that scene from The Bodyguard. I'm gonna drive my heating wheeler into the school that had his kids go to, and I'm gonna tell their mum on a group chat. And you can't answer this
Live.
question. Shame on you. Shame on you. Honestly.
I know. If the pain's not going my way, it's fine. But if I'm the victim, it's completely different. And I don't.
You're gonna go and get a tan as
But
well.
we've
Is that what you're
established
telling
you would
us?
go.
Yes.
Right.
I think Josh is
So
getting a
he's gonna
lesson
go-
in empathy today.
There's a child in the background. Whose child is that?
I apologize. That's mine. Muting.
Put it on a leash.
Do we have
So
any
you
more?
go in further into your mum.
We're
I just
still on
wanna
this,
confirm
guys.
it.
Oh, well, I don't want to confirm it any more than I've said.
So
it's that Jay that said it. I know. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? You're going into your mum? Can we just visualise this? What's your mum's name?
Elisa.
Elise? Is she full English with a name like that?
She is full English, but her mum heard the name when she was on holiday in Spain, and that's where she got it from.
That's pretty name.
Okay. So Elisa, I mean, how old is Elisa?
She had me when she was 18, and I am 30. So
48. Okay.
Right up my alley. Hello, Elisa.
I know she's only. She got.
Love how he rips me about being a teenage mum, and here we are, the product of a teenage mum.
Hello.
Continue.
And so, how does
she is happily married.
How does that night go down then? Like, how did you end up being 2 inches in your mum?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you take her out to dinner, or you just pop in?
Why are we still on this? Have we not answered the question now? Why are we discussing the entire night? I don't want. I was in the scene about 5 minutes ago. I think it's
fantastic that you're squirming so much because of all the shit that you say in our group.
I know, but now you're creating a story and a scenario, and you're bringing in characters. I don't need this anymore.
There's only 3 characters.
Yeah, 2 of them are too many.
I just can't imagine you squirming. That's why I think it's so funny.
Oh, well, we can move on. That's fine. What else have we got?
Have we got any more questions, Johnny? We've actually got quite a few.
We do. We still have ones from last week that we didn't get to, so we got a few this week. No, for sure. Let's see. Here we go. Mm-hmm. That's the paper ruffling.
This is like ASMR. You can make a living, honestly. It's like when you go, here we go. Oh, let's see. That's just that's your takeaway line.
Yeah. Let's see here.
And the Ange cough as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm still struggling through some sickness, some illness here. Have we? This is from Lily White Fi. Lily White Fi. I don't know. I think that's how you say it. Have we genuinely got the Fee? Okay, Lily White Fee. Perfect. Have we genuinely got the best looking team in the league? Discuss.
Oh, come on now.
I mean, I think we're all partial to them, right? Let's, instead of saying we know who the prettiest, the best looking team is. Who's the ugliest?
Man United. Christ.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
There's some question.
You got Maguire. You've got Fernandez.
Yeah.
You got. Who else is in that squad?
Some faces.
Rashford has got a weird head.
He's got a weird nose too.
He has. He looks a bit like a bird. He's quite beaky, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's questionable ones in there. I'd agree with that, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hoyland's not a good looking chap either, is he? He's very. He looks a bit like our boy Sean Millis.
They all seem to have skin issues.
Acne is rife up in Manchester.
Yeah. Do they not have any skin wash up in Manchester?
Fair, speaking of saying Manchester, Man City aren't blessed with any models, are they? I mean, Hoyland.
Excuse me.
That's true. He's a good looking chap, but Haaland is.
I would have.
Angels.
Haaland was made in a lab. He is so out of proportion all over.
I would have his
body.
hair. I would have his hair any day of the week.
Oh, you should take anyone's hair at this point. I don't think.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I mean, De Bruyne is not good looking, is he? I think he's had a baby face for as long as I can remember.
He's fine.
He's alright.
Have you heard him talk? Have you seen that video? Of him arguing with Fernandinho, and his voice goes so high pitched. He's like, let me talk. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? It's literally like that. I will find a video and I'll paste it in the chat.
I think we could probably all agree that there's only a handful of footballers that, when they talk, they sound reasonably intelligent and have a good voice.
Yeah, that's fair. Even Beckham didn't sound great.
That's true.
I'm
sending it into the group chat now. You're about to see it.
Okay.
But yeah, in answer to your question, Fee, we definitely have the best looking squad.
We do. And the ugliest is Man U.
Where do you reckon we could improve, though? I reckon we get a better looking goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, I love Vicario, but you got to.
There's absolutely
he just has
nothing wrong with him.
he has funny ears. That's all.
They're very low down.
They're low down. They stick out a little bit.
About him.
Right, there's got to be
I
like
agree.
Allison's a good looking chap, isn't he? He's got the best beard I've ever seen.
Yeah. I would have.
And then
Allison's
who's our
beard
centre backs?
and
Romero
Oh,
and
so
Van der Ven. No,
you've
we're
got
not
them.
changing them.
And Arnubi.
Do you reckon? Oh, you like a top knot, don't you?
I do like a man bun.
Porro and Udogi. Can
Yeah.
you improve on them?
No, look at those smiles.
Wait, who's our best looking defenders then with Dragishin in there?
Oh, I can't.
It's got Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, yeah.
Van de Ven and Dragishin together?
I don't
Would
know.
just-
I
I
think
don't
this
know.
is where the man pretty and girl pretty thing comes in.
Okay.
To me, Van der Ven is...
Order them
he's-
first to third between Van de Ven, Romero, and Dragishin. Or how can please somebody help me how to pronounce his fucking name?
Dragusin.
No.
Dragusin?
Shin.
Dragushin.
Sheen.
Yeah.
Dragushin.
Dragishin?
Oh, do you know?
He's Sheen,
I
actually,
think
yeah.
Dragishin?
Mickey would be last for me.
Do you reckon?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
Is that because you recently found out he's actually got a girlfriend?
No, it's because he looks like a lesbian. Let's be honest.
No, he's beautiful. but
Yeah, that's what I
he's-
mean. He's like a, you know...
He's
just-
pretty. He's a pretty
Yeah,
guy.
he's a pretty boy. He's
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I mean...
You gotta
I
watch
like-
out for
yeah.
guys that run really fast too, you know. I have no idea what that means.
Not to, I don't know. You just can't catch him. That's what you're telling us.
I'm glad you said that. Whew. That was a close call. Oh, dear. Yeah, that would be my thing. But the other two, I can't really choose. It'd have to be Romero first, wouldn't it, really? Just out of loyalty.
Yeah,
And then where are we going to
Giant.
go with the midfield? You got Madison, obviously. He's fine. We don't have to improve there. But then you've got Sarr, Basuma, and Bentancur.
Okay.
What about Skip?
Oh, he's not even getting involved.
Oh, Skip's he's a beautiful young boy.
Skip is the Make-A-Wish kid in this lineup right now.
I forgot about that. It's fucking awesome.
But yeah, I mean, Madders is obviously number one for me.
Oh.
Lolo's beautiful. I don't know what you guys think.
Why is he called Lolo?
He needs to fix his fucking beard.
But
It goes down his neck and it really winds me up.
Yeah, I know. He gotta
yeah, but
trim it, man.
he's not gone full Hezbollah again, has he? But why is he called Lolo? What's Lolo?
That's what the South Americans do, though, isn't it? They give themselves nicknames like that.
Yeah, like half the South Americans you see, their names aren't actually what's on their shirt.
Yeah, like Lamella. Yeah, it's Coco. That's just what they do.
Who's making a paper airplane?
Yeah, who's exactly?
That was me, sorry.
Is your screen back or still black?
It is back.
Right.
It's back and black,
Bentancur's full name is Rodrigo Bentancur Coleman.
Shut up.
What the fuck?
Oh, actually, I can tell you why.
I can tell you why.
Oh, gone.
No, I can't. That was a lie. Sorry.
I'm taking it's a shot in the dark, but it's Uruguayan, isn't it? So in Argentina, it's not far.
I was going to say it's mostly that culture, but go ahead. I know where you're going with it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So what happened was there was a lot of like Irish and Scots that went over there, like that in Brazil, as in Brazil or Argentina, or in South. That wasn't okay. So in South America, it was the Scots who introduced football to them, and that's why you have like McAllister. McAllister, I think, is either Irish or. Is he Scottish or?
That's Scottish.
I was going to say,
He's got
so is
Scottish
this
blood
why...
in him, or whatever. Like Canelo as well. You know the boxer Canelo. I don't know if you know him. Greatest pound for pound boxer around right now. He's got Irish blood in him as well. I don't know if that stems all the way to Uruguay. Johnny, what were you going to say?
I guess it's similar. That's not what I was thinking, but it's better than what I thought was. So I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
Oh.
There's also a big, isn't there a big German contingency in that part of the world? We won't go
In
That
into
was
that.
the Nazis
In Brazil,
emigrated
yes.
We're not allowed to talk about them on this pod. No, stop.
Not again.
We already got in trouble once. All right, so we can all agree we have the most beautiful looking team in the league,
Absolutely.
bar none. Full stop and done.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions before we go into Man City? Because we want to talk about Madison as well.
I can't wait to go into City.
Yeah, that's true. One one last question, because I think a lot of listeners probably ask, how do we all know each other? Or no, did we answer that last week? No, we didn't, did we?
We didn't answer that last
I think
week.
we went to ask it, but sort of avoided it.
Yeah, we did. Because I think we were going to ask you, and then you just kind of hemmed and hawed and got out of it. Similar to whether you'd have sex with your mom or get bummed by your dad.
He'd rather say that he'd fuck his mum than say how we know each other. So.
Well, we all know each other via internet.
Yeah, but
basically,
can we just give a linear approach to this? So, do you want me to go? Or do you not want to?
Yeah, I think you have to tell that story, James.
You got to just go through a timeline. You start at the beginning and then work up to now.
Right. So, Johnny, how'd you do it? You cough a bit. You.
Yep, and you go, well, let me see. Then you got to tap on the desk a little bit, and then you got to ruffle some papers.
Right. I don't have any papers.
Set the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was it was me and some other guys on the pod, and they're no longer here. And we asked for... In fact, can I just start right at the beginning? Let's just do this. So
that's what we asked, to be fair.
Well, it's not
when
really.
I was in the Marines.
You'll see that it's not what it's slightly off kilter. But so in 2017, I wanted to start a podcast. I've been wanting to start one for ages. I did a podcast, really successful one in 2014 all the way to 2018 about Jehovah's Witnesses, and I wanted to bring a fun approach to being an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and I wanted to bring a really fun approach to a Spurs podcast. And
on the Jehovah's Witness podcast, did you have questions about bumming your mom and
sticking fish fingers up your ass?
No, it was more. It was more about the elders doing that to you. You know, the elders like priests. So yeah. So what I wanted to do was just have like. I don't know. A lot of people might say, yeah, but it sounds like the Fighting Cock. Well, it's not really like the Fighting Cock. I listen to them. I love them. I've not ever missed an episode of the Fighting Cock, and one of them sort of a mate. I've been on his podcast a few times, and
friend.
Yeah, exactly. But what I wanted to do was not just have like a guy's thing. You know, I wanted to have a woman on the pod, but one that was like the rest of us and didn't care. And I'm not saying you don't care. You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get at.
No, I don't care. You're right.
Right, you don't. And so what happened at this point was I had been stalking Hannah for a while and hadn't said anything yet to her. And I was watching the abuse that she was getting. And I just sat there and I thought sooner or later she's going to break. At this point, though, we had this American send in a question about lemon parties. And lemon parties are a lot of fun, if that's what you're into.
Yep.
And then
if you're an older guy.
Yeah, we then put out a...
Can you elaborate on what a lemon party... I have never heard of a lemon party.
Oh, Joshua. It's a group of silver-aged gay men who get together and have an orgy. It's called a lemon party.
Oh.
I'm
glad I asked.
There you go. Now you get to look forward to that in about 20, 30 years? I'm
going to Google it right now.
You're sorted for later.
Keep the sound off. And what happened was we then put out a shout out. Does anyone else want to come on? I was trying to make the pod a bit more fun. I'm not saying that the three people on before weren't fun. I sort of am saying that. I wanted more fun in this podcast. I didn't want it to be another Vanilla Spurs podcast, right? That doesn't interest me. I listen to enough of them. I don't want to be part of that. I wanted to have a pod where you could have like-minded people where you could say whatever you wanted to and they would give it right back at you and no one would get offended, right? So people who are sort of offended, they're not here with us anymore. Let's just put it that way.
Not like those podcasts where when you stand up for Brennan Johnson, but then you don't. Then the other person doesn't say anything because they've already stood up for the person that was against Brennan Johnson. Like them sort of podcasts.
Yeah.
Back yourself.
And so then Johnny messaged me and he said, "Yeah, I'm sort of interested to be on the pod, and I'm the person who sent in the lemon party question." And I just thought, yes, if this person can send in a question like that, he needs to be on this pod. And then we had a few chats, didn't we? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were on, and I then approached Hannah, and I thought, I'm going to ask her because she's not backing down. No matter how much abuse this person gets, she just gives it. And I thought, I don't know what she sounds like. Maybe it's a guy. I don't know. Just and he's taking pictures of his wife saying it's him. I don't know. So then I reached out, and it was the message was. Shall I read it out?
Was it Chip Shop Gate which started it all?
No. It's long before that.
Oh, were you on the podcast during Chip Shop?
Yeah. She was here, and I can tell you what we said while I'm trying.
That is some harsh scrolling right there.
It is, isn't it?
What, you can hear it?
Yeah.
That wheel has seen some years.
I'll tell you what, I can tell you were in the Marines.
Yeah.
What? Because of a mouse wheel?
That's a proper trigger finger, that is.
That is, isn't it?
No, it wasn't in the American Marines.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway,
It was
I
in the
can't
Cypriot
find it. Hannah,
Marines
can
on
you
his
find
own.
it? Shut up.
I can try and find it.
Basically, what it was like a quick message was like, we would love you to be on, or I would love you to be on. Let's make it happen. And then you got back to me like instantly saying, let's make it happen, or something like that. And I went, she's got no friends. Right, so
I can read it to you.
Yeah, go on. I found it, by the way.
You said let's make it happen, and I said hello, and I spelt your name wrong. In that case, you all need psychological intervention. But
yeah, and that's when I thought, yeah. I replied by saying, fantastic. Mm-hmm. We're recording Tuesday. Let me know when you're on, mate. And that was it. Yeah. And then what happened was we needed, like Johnny sort of knew about this. I was telling him in private. And then I sort of said to Hannah, listen, we need people that are like us. Do you know what I mean? That don't give a shit, that if people say stuff about us, we laugh at it, and we're Spurs fans after all, right? This is how we are. Mm-hmm. And then she said, I know just the guy. He likes to put it in his mum and wants his dad in him at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so then Hannah reached out to you, Josh, and after that, when we realised that Hannah is Hannah Tichy, she then went and found the Other Jaymes, who I still have trouble believing. I've asked him to show me his passport, that his name is actually James with a Y. So I didn't know I'd ever meet another one. And it's a bit weird that he's a bit like me in certain things.
Yeah, he is.
It's so weird. It's like my 23-year-old
Well, it's funny because it's almost like he's the old you. He won't even hear this until next week. So it's almost like he's you a few years ago, you know?
and that's where we stand. And now what we're doing is, so this is the settled squad. Obviously, if someone comes along, Johnny, your phone's going off. Yeah, Johnny, your phone.
Damn it.
Yeah, if someone comes along that is outstanding, like if Hannah does her job, Ere's going to be on, which is great. Billy's going to one day be on. Connor, who we all adore.
He is a great find.
He's going to be on, and
he's got a great voice as well, has Connor. Yeah, Connor's voice is fantastic.
He can talk for England.
Yeah.
He
can shout as well.
He could be a Marine because he didn't take a breath for 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
No.
During that little that was great. He said he's going to be on, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. We'd love to. Yeah.
And
Mr. Scarf, although he might be too young to be on this one.
So I can look, I don't know. I'll say this in public, but so Harry, absolutely love Harry Scarf, right?
Yeah.
What he's done as a 14-year-old is outstanding.
He's 15, isn't he?
Just.
Oh, is he? Right. Okay. And Harry would love to be on, and I've told him, mate, not right now. And the reason why is this is an adult Spurs podcast. We talk about stuff here that maybe, I don't know. Do I sound like an old fool?
Listen, I don't know about you guys. What the fuck?
Carry on.
and my phone vibrating is a problem. James is over there rehabbing his fucking kitchen, and my phone vibrating gets everybody to go, oh, there's John's phone again. Just bring the bulldozer in. Nope, right there. Go ahead. Yeah, right there. Go ahead. I'm on a pod. It'll be all right. Now we're recording. I'll mute it, I promise.
Johnny, turn that phone off.
Yeah. Johnny, the fucking phone's still.
I bought this shit, like this footrest thing from IKEA, and it doesn't work. And I've got my feet are the size of boats, and that's the problem. And I keep kicking it, and now I just smashed it. There you go. Like, that's what broke. Oh, God, that was hilarious. What were you going to say? Someone was saying something.
I was just going to say, like, I think we do market this as an adult podcast, so it probably wouldn't be appropriate to expose him to that, because he is a pure soul. However, I will back him to the death.
So will I.
Publicly.
He is like a child to you. He is your child.
Maybe have him introduce the podcast to one of his parents, and then they could give him permission.
No.
I don't see that happening.
No, but with Harry, it is, and like we give him advice as well. Like sometimes, this is for everyone, by the way. It's not just for Harry, but if you're being attacked on Twitter, X, or any social media platform, the worst thing you can do is then say that you're being attacked and you don't like it, and it's lies and blah blah blah. It's the worst thing you can do, because to all intents and purposes, these people are bullies, and when they see that, all you've done is fed them. And
you've shown them a weakness, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I've said to Harry a few times, mate, just ignore them, just laugh at it. It doesn't matter. It's not true. So yeah. I think we've answered that question, Philly.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think so.
Me and Josh just know each other because he used to give me abuse. That's why.
Is that how you met? Really?
So the thing is,
I can't remember.
Oh, that's funny. So he was quite witty with it, and I thought, okay. He used to slag off my clothes, and one time he said I looked like I was dressed like a trans flag. Which,
I remember that.
I was. Right? But I was like, okay, fine, you're quite funny. And then, yeah.
Lately, it's a lot of funeral vibes you're giving at the moment. It's a lot of black.
That's how I feel. I feel like I'm mourning. But now Madison's back, so...
You've been mourning his ankle, haven't you?
I have.
But now, he's back and raring to go.
Yeah. I did wear something a little bit risky to work today, though.
Did you? Is it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Should I go see it?
Well, it won't.
God, you sound like a typical your dad.
Oh, I'll give you a rating.
It wasn't that risky in the photo, but as time went on, it was a bit hot.
I'm taking a look now.
Oh my God, it's so pervy.
There's a bit. I can see why it's risky.
Yeah, because I got a bit warm, but I didn't have the option of taking that cardigan off.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you took that off, then...
Oof.
Well, no one will see anything, let's face it. Like 2 aspirins on an ironing board.
But... with that, on to Man City. Maddison might be back.
I'm so excited.
Hey, he's probably going to be on the bench, right? Let's assume he's going to be on the bench, not a starter. Yeah.
So you're excited
or
for
we could
what?
listen to all the doctors on Twitter who are telling Ange when Maddison will be ready. We could do that.
I love Paul O'Keefe as well. He is sick and tired of people asking him these sort of questions. Like he's there in the physio room with him. Yeah.
It is what it is.
What happens will happen.
Is Paul going to be on? He is, right? Have you told him? Have you said
Not yet, no. I haven't.
You waiting for the right time?
I'm such a fangirl for Paul, please.
And that show's going to be called Pock Bomber. You know it, right? I mean, that's what it's going to be called. So we need him on just for that, just so we can.
The best thing about Paul is he drops them but he doesn't know he's doing it. Like he'll be in a thread of a conversation. It'll be like 20 messages down. He'll just say something, and everyone's like, "Oh my God!"
It's brilliant.
I only want him
to
once.
him, it's just everyday news, but to us, it's like, "Oh my God, we finally got him."
Yeah, but I want him on so I can just prove to myself that he's real. That's the only thing that. Obviously, I know he's real. But why, Josh? Why are you excited? You said you're excited for this.
I miss Maddison so much.
Oh, that's the reason. Not for the game, just.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. That's why I'm excited.
I feel like it's been ages since we've just played. It just feels like it's been forever.
It does, doesn't it? I'm getting withdrawals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I will be at an airport and then in the air while the match is happening. But I will.
Sometimes that's the best thing, though.
That's true.
You're going to see another Spurs fan, though, aren't you?
Oh, I am. You're right. Yes, I will. I'm going to see Adele. Yeah, that's a good point.
You need to tweet her. You need to tweet her and say that I'm missing the Spurs game.
Get her on the pod. What a coup that'll be.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you know what she's like. She probably might even do it. Do you know what I mean? But she's like us. If you ever hear her in like interviews,
She's a proper commoner, isn't she?
Exactly. She's a proper degenerate.
Well, she's from Enfield, isn't she?
She was born in Tottenham. But she lived.
I'm sure there's like an interview with, or like a documentary. She goes, "I'm just a young girl from Enfield," and that's when she starts singing that "Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur." She loves it.
You've got to do that, Johnny. You've got to do that.
I've been trying to figure out how to do that without interrupting the performance too much.
It's the way she goes. Oh,
and
yes.
obviously, I didn't want to piss her off, but you know.
Oh, I can't see that pissing her off.
No.
Is she like a dieharder? Like she'd be like, oh yes,
She
this is
loves.
awesome.
Yeah, she'd love it.
She
Okay.
I reckon once she's done her residency over there, I reckon Daniel Levy will get on the blower and he'll get her to do a concert at the stadium.
Surely.
I mean, if Beyonce's done it, Lady Gaga's done it, there's no way you can't get Adele to do it.
Yeah,
For sure.
She'd do that 100%.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
So Man City, what? Johnny, over to you first. Actually,
Yeah.
What is because you're going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Well, the way to do predictions right now, but what do you think is going to happen in the game?
So we are at home.
Sorry,
correct?
that's a really stupid question. I just thought you wanted to do predictions and ask you what to predict the game.
Yeah.
We're at home. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we're at home. Man. Historically, Man U does not play well in our
Man City.
field.
Man City.
Man City, I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're so American.
You're about to say what American.
Manchester.
The football team from the Manchester doesn't play very well in our place, do they? Fuck.
Typical Yank.
Yeah, Man City doesn't play very well in our stadium, correct? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm actually really worried about it. I was hoping that we'd get an easier fucking draw, but it is
We
what
all
it is.
were.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. That's all I'll say. Regardless of the outcome, it's going to suck if we lose, but regardless of the outcome, I'm looking forward to it.
How are you going to watch it after? Are you going to record it somehow, and then watch it later?
Yeah, I'll have it recorded.
So you're going to mute our group, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want us to not say anything?
That's not possible.
No, go ahead.
That's not
Go ahead,
possible.
you're good.
You just
No,
just
go
mute
ahead.
it.
You do
Mate.
your
Just
thing.
mute it
Yep,
because
for sure. Yeah,
Is that
I'll
what
mute
you
my
do
phone.
anyway? Do you mute us periodically, or?
I mute you guys all the time, of course. You guys are 5 hours ahead of me, so like when you guys when your shit's firing up and you guys are chitty chatty and you know Josh is calling you a skank and all sorts of things, I'm at work trying to get my shit done and I can't chime in at all. So that's why I pop in once in a while and that's all I can do.
It's not even that. You wake up to sometimes 600 messages.
Yes.
Yeah,
How
that's
the
the
fuck
problem.
I do my best to scroll through them and scan, and that's about it.
Keywords.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see here. Did anyone say butthole?
Bitch
Did
cunt.
anyone say bitch
Bitch
cunt?
cunt.
Did anyone say yes? Yeah. But anyways, back to Man City. I don't know. If I had to, I'm just going to start my guesses. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to do that. Next, go, Josh. What do you think? What are your feelings?
Oh, cheers. I'm going to continue the trend of the fact that they've never ever scored at our stadium. So I'm going to speak that into existence and hope it continues.
Yes, they will not score.
I reckon as well that they've got more to play for than us. So in my head, in my way of thinking, he might use a few more of the kids like Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob. Now, I'm not saying they're bad players because they are both ridiculous players. But I reckon we will go more full strength than he will, or City will, I should say. So I'm going to say 2-0 based on the fact they've not scored at our place yet. And yeah, what I've said. I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
Hannah, what do you think?
Well, firstly, is Haaland actually going to be back? Because I saw he was in training.
He's on the bench, apparently.
Well, they said he's in training, but this game's going to come too soon for him or
I
something.
don't know if it's mind games though, because they. Like
it's probably what we're doing with Madison. Same thing.
Exactly. I was feeling shit about that draw, but over time I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it. So
the Sea fans are terrified, aren't they?
They are, and seeing that I think has given me a bit of fire. So I agree with you. Like, I think maybe we could continue that trend of them not scoring. I was going to go 1-0, but it's going to be like a really painful match. So yeah,
so
let's go 1-0.
You still don't think they're going to score then? You and Josh don't think they're going to score?
No, why not?
No, I don't. I probably will score, but I'm speaking it into existence that they won't.
Let's manifest, guys.
I think that it's a draw like this brings out a typical Spurs fan in most people, which is we both love and hate it at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like when it was announced, I was like, remember the group chat was like, oh shit, and I think a lot of us were deep down. Then because it's been like an international break and we've missed it so much, we then start to believe that we're unbeatable and Angebal's coming back and we're playing on Friday night under the lights against City, a team who's never played, who's never scored a goal against us in 6 attempts. And we start to believe all this stuff. And you know what? We should believe it. We shouldn't say that, no, we shouldn't. Anyone can believe whatever they want. And I honestly don't know. I'm not going to say 3-2. I don't know what the score's going to be. I just hope that it doesn't go to a replay. There are replays, right? There's still a thing.
What says fourth round?
Fourth
round.
I
think this is the last. I think this is the last round of the men.
Right. I still think we're going to win. Yesterday, for instance, I thought we'd bang on to win. Now I'm not too sure, if I'm honest. But I can never say we're going to lose. I won't do that. So I'm going to also say I'm not going to say also. 2-1 to us.
You reckon he'll score? Boo.
I've got a feeling because of just the way we play. But I've got a feeling they're going to score first. And I think that's when we're going to come into the game. And I just think that's what's going to happen because, our heads don't drop anymore. They really don't. And he's, Andrew's got them going for it. And, I think it will be, there'll be 3 or 4 goals in the game. And hopefully we get more than I think hopefully we get more than the others. Are you going, Hannah?
No, I'm not going. Just a bit of a shame.
Josh obviously can go but never does.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on both Friday and Saturday.
What night?
Well, I finish at 3:00
in the morning,
and I start at 6. So say I did go Friday, I'd have to finish work, go straight to London. And the kick-off's at 8:00, so the match won't finish till gone 10. And then with Mortefez, it's not extra time, is it? Because there'll be a replay. Regardless, it'll be finished at gone 10. So then I've got to get a train back from London. So it'll be about 1-2 o'clock by the time I get back home. And then I've got work at 6. So
I have no excuse because I have the day off. But yeah, but he doesn't live anywhere near London, so
true.
Yeah, I live in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's... Anything else you want to say about the game?
I'm going 3-2.
And
yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going 3-2. Yeah,
I-
just because it's the same thing, the same points you said about Ange Ball opening up the field. I think we're going to give up. I think we might go even 2 down, but I think we'll win.
David Ornstein has just dropped a bomber. He said Tottenham may be able to get a deal for Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher sorted before the end of the transfer window. That's another man bun through the door.
Nice.
Can we talk about him? Can we talk about him in a minute? Why?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen him play quite a bit, or just on match of the day and that's it?
Briefly, I reckon he's very. He likes to press. I don't think he ever gets tired.
He doesn't. I was about to say that he doesn't seem like he ever gets tired. And I think that's what Ange loves about him. His tenacity and the way that Sarr as well, by the way. Sarr never seems to get tired either.
Oh, I love Sarr.
And Kulu.
Have you seen how good he's doing it in the AFCON?
Yeah, he's like
that. Senegal look a cut above the rest of them. Like, the way they play is mad. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Senegal.
That's why I love our pod, by the way. The fact that we're talking about Conor Gallagher. Well, we start with man buns and Hannah having a semi-chubby, and then we've gone on to Senegal. Yeah, gone. Yeah, so
you're going to carry on, weren't you?
Yeah, I think that the reason why they want him, and the only reason they would get him is if Højbjerg win.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would have him.
Oh, there's another bomber from Ben Jacobs. Antonio News. He is sports broadcaster. He's a big one. He's got 300,000 followers. He's like a tier 1, you could say.
Hannah,
so actual ITK.
Can you message him then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says Antonio Noosa deal is advanced and talks are ongoing. So Noosa and Gallagher potentially by the end of the window.
Yeah, but Noosa might not. If he...
No, he'll be on loan.
Loan.
We'll sign him and then he'll go back on loan to who is it? Bruges.
Conor Gallagher, what he does is homegrown as well.
He's only 23 as well. Yeah. He's not old.
No, but I believe that he should have had a lot more football under his belt than what he's got.
Well, yeah, at Palace he was mad. He was ridiculous at Palace. He was scoring for fun as well.
I remember he played against us and he did that fresh air shot. And at the time I was reading that he was like the best thing since sliced bread, and he did that fresh air shot, and I just thought,
this guy stinks.
Whatever. Yeah, but at the time it was we had Antonio Conte who didn't seem to want anyone to run. So what would this guy do in our team? But now, with the way that Ange wants his players, he wants them to run into the ground. Fair enough. I can see that one being done, but only if Højbjerg leaves. The Noosa one, maybe. I don't know. It's just it makes sense from what everyone's saying about him. At the time, I had no idea who he was. I'd never heard of him. We put it on X. We put a poll up. Have you ever heard of this player? Most people haven't. So you came on first. You said, "Oh, we're about to sign Noosa." I said, "Who?" And then we posted NASA because that's what I honestly thought that you I didn't know who Noosa was. I'd never even heard of the guy. But yeah,
it's fine, mate. Your ball knowledge is in the mud. It's fine.
Yeah. Anything else to add on this?
No, apart from the fact we're about to. So if we're going to dump 30 million on Noosa, we're going to dump another 40 million on Gallagher. Well, all this money we've just suddenly found down our back pocket.
It's not found though, is it? Should we talk?
I know. We are literally dunking on everyone with all of our FFP that we're just getting from the general public coming to watch Guns N' Roses. Cheers, guys.
But it's not though, is it? So, we've spoken about this, haven't we, in depth? I mean, we were talking about it before we started, right, today.
Yeah.
And the rules are pretty simple, and just trying to find them here so we can just quickly go over them really quickly. Right, so what's happening is that when it comes to use, we spoke about it last week, but if you didn't listen, or you finally listened because someone who was about negativity told you not to listen, so welcome. If you are spending a certain amount, so for instance, let's talk about revenue. Revenue is what you make, it's not profit. Profit is what you can take home, right? So let's just say we're predicted to make 400 million this year, we'll know in March. So 400 million without, half of it without Champions League football. And out of that 400 million that we've brought in through the coffers, we have spent, let's say, 200 million, and that includes on player transfers. Also, please understand, when it comes to player transfers, if you sign a player for 30 million, you don't pay the 30 million. You normally pay in installments, sometimes over the course of the player's contract. Okay, so as long as you're not going over a percentage, so if we have bought in 400 and we have spent 200, Johnny, do you want to do the maths? What percentage have we spent?
You're going to have to say those again. I spaced out.
I've got to imagine our listeners. So we've brought in 400 million and we've spent 200 million. What percentage of spending have we done?
50.
Yeah, 50%. Okay. Now the problem here that other clubs all around the world, not just in the Premier League, are facing, is they're at the 90% gap. And what's his name? The guy on View from the Lane, Jack Pickbrick. He sort of came up with an analogy which fairly dumbed down. What he said is, you're on a is there a speed limit of 50 miles an hour on the motorway?
Like, does it exist, or is that what you're asking?
Is it 70? Is it still 70? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going. So for instance, 70 mile an hour speed limit, and Spurs have been going at 65 miles an hour, and everyone else has been going at 75 and 80. But then what the government did is they decided to install these AI road cameras, speed cameras, which will track you. And so then everyone else had to like really slow down and had no room to increase their speed. But Spurs, because they were going under that, could increase. Right? So that's sort of an analogy that Jack Pickbrick came up with, and it's fairly apt. And the fact that what's happening right now is that we are spending nowhere near within our means, and because our means are so amazing, we're talking about the stadium and the fact that we can use it not just on match days, means that we will continue to grow while others get fucked. And it was really interesting that Man City's CEO left and went to Man U. That was really interesting, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen that tweet you said about Man United a few years ago? Was it Man United a few years ago?
No, what did he say?
I can't remember what it was, but he was basically saying about how crap they are.
Ouch.
Really? So let me just read you this, right? So right now, so the new rules for the sustainability, I can't remember the exact words. I can't remember. There's an acronym. It's not called financial fair play anymore. Let's put it that way. Something sustainability. I can't remember.
Is it profit sustainability?
Yeah, profit sustainability. So PSR, right? I'll read it to you. The new rules come into force this June. That's last year, but they will be implemented gradually over 3 years to give clubs time to adapt to the new regulations. The 70% squad cost rule cap will be phased in over 3 years. So in the 2023 to 2024 season, the cap will be at 90%. And then next season, which is 24 and 25, it will be at 80%. And then you've got and then in the 2025-2026 season, it'll be at 70%. Spurs are really within the 70% range. Every other club is over the 90% range. Some are drastically over, which is why you're getting Everton. They're throwing the book at Everton, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea are in trouble. Man City have been at maybe 400% allegedly over it. And the problem that they're having right now, why they can't go
out of curiosity, do you know what Newcastle are over it?
They're over it too. They can't spend a penny.
Yeah, because everyone keeps saying, "Why they got so much money? Why do you have to sell people?"
Well, the rules of them rules, as the kids say, right? So the problem the problem right now is that you have clubs who know that they need to decrease it to 80% by the start of the 24-25 season, next season, right? And we only have, 15, 16, 17 games till the end of the season? The problem is these guys have contracts with these players, and in their contracts they state that year on year your contract will go up. It's not like, I've just signed an 80 grand contract over 5 years. It doesn't always work like that. It may start off at 80 grand, but then by the time it finishes, it's 120.
And then the bonuses written into those.
And they've got their bonuses written in, and they've got all of this written in, and also you've got to then take into account that they're trying to plan for next season. But how can they plan for next season if they're over this limit with the players they have? The only teams they can normally shift these players to right now is in the Premier League, right? So then the other Premier League clubs are in the same boat. They can't shift these players either. They're trying to plan for next season, but how can they plan for next season unless they sell some of these players or cut contracts? And you're going to probably see this next season. At the end of the season, you'll probably see quite a few players being free agents, let go of their clubs. They'll come to an agreement that instead of us paying you off 5 million, we'll just give you 2 million lump sum here, net, here you go, please leave. Because how can they bring in new players. Because when they bring in a new player, they have to sign a signing-on fee, the transfer fee, the agent fee, blah, blah, blah. And if they're already over the 80%, they're fucked. And this is why nearly all of the Premier League is fucked. It's that simple. And then come the season after that, they're all fucked. Because players won't say, yeah, you know what, for the good of you guys, we're going to lower our salaries by 40 or 50%. They're not going to do that. And this is why it's so interesting. And why Daniel Levy has played a blinder. I think we just repeated ourselves from last week. We could have just pressed play on last week's one. But any questions on this before we wrap up?
No.
No questions.
You all understand it now, don't you?
What was that? What was your face in then? No questions.
Just going for the fish fingers, mate.
I'm on my way. No questions from me.
No. Hannah, did you want to tell the listeners what to do about?
Leave us a 5-star review. I've just done it again, I'm sorry. Leave us a 5-star review because some sensitive Sally's got hold of it and our rating dropped.
Did it really? Did it drop that much?
Yep.
Oh,
it
no.
Did
it really? Oh, let me go and check.
But they are the equivalent of people on TripAdvisor saying that
it dropped. Wow, but they don't understand the algorithm because it means that we're getting a lot more listeners. Because it went up quite a lot.
Oh, it went to bitch.
I know it went to 3.9. We want to sort of get up to 4.4.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, it dropped because people were upset because we don't give a shit what they say, which I find hilarious.
But in turn, that would mean that we don't give a shit about the rating.
Well,
but we do because we want more people to not give a shit like we do. And the only way to do that is by listening to this. Right.
I mean,
what did they drop to?
Or not?
3.9.
3.9 on Spotify. It's still 5 on Apple Pod,
upset.
I think.
We were very upset with us. But anyway, we appreciate all the messages and stuff we get because they mean so much, to be honest. And we're getting loads and loads of questions as well. So, yeah, we're going to maybe try and get something out a little bit sooner next time, James.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's I've been so busy.
No,
and I think
we've reached a point where we're getting live questions, which is pretty exciting.
We received a question 33 minutes ago. I'll read it out. So, at Babulga, Babulga, Tottenham Hotspur players at AFCON. I think we've discussed Sarr. Bissouma seems to have malaria. I don't know if that's true. Has the club confirmed it? I don't know.
I think he ended up on the bench or something, didn't he?
He's just been on the bench, yeah.
Yeah. So he turned out to be alright.
Is that it? Do we just have two players at AFCON?
Yes.
I think so. Son, is he of North Korea, not to mind, of South Korea? Italia?
No, they went through. I think they had a team full of a group full of, I don't know, shite basically.
So when's Son back? Do we know? Is he? I mean, we should know this in this podcast, but sometime at the end of the month,
Games.
in the next 2 months. In the next 2 weeks, he should be back or even this week. Doesn't it finish now? Like in the next 6 days? Surely. Anyone?
I'm trying to Google it. Hold your horses.
Looking up.
No, all I'm getting is weird shit. Founded in 1951. That's not what I asked.
Alright, let me do it. You guys are all inept, honestly.
So disabled.
So, what is it? Asia. What is it called? What's it called? Asia Cup? No,
I think
that's,
so, yeah.
that's cricket. That's the cricket. So, Asia Cup final. There you go. So the final is taking place, 10th of Feb? Oh, for goodness sake.
Jesus.
Oh, come on.
I know everyone keeps saying underneath the Spurs post when they prop Son or Sarr, everyone keeps saying, oh, good luck. I'm like, no. I hope they lose. Bring them back.
Yeah.
I am against South Korea and Mali and Senegal. As long as them 3 teams lose, I don't care. Bassoon will be on his way back. Mali are dog shit. So he'll be back soon.
We are going to miss Sonny on Friday though.
We are. I think they're playing Malaysia, or did they play them already? Is it today, tomorrow? I don't know. And and then it looks like they're through to the round of 16. I'm pretty sure they'll probably go through to the quarterfinals, which are on the 2nd of February, and third semi-finals on the 6th.
He'll make the final. He'll get injured, won't he?
10th of February. 10th of February. Wow.
Yeah. They play Malaysia tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow morning.
Oh, it's dragging on a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No one watches it. No one watches it. I mean, we've just proven that, so just can't do one.
Yeah, no one in Asia watches it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They just watch
There's hardly anyone over there anyway.
Yeah, it's not like they're densely populated.
All right then, guys. Johnny, say goodbye.
Before I say goodbye, I just want to say
here we go.
Thank you, valid listeners. Thank you, awesome listeners, and the Dog and Pony. There was a post on Detroit Spurs of a dear listener named Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, for listening. Spread the word as much as possible, and that's all I have.
Thanks, Andrea.
What happened? Sorry, I missed this. What?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
the Facebook post.
Yeah, she put a Facebook post in the Detroit
At
Spurs
the
asking
Dog and Pony.
the Facebook
asking which one of the fans of the Detroit Spurs was on the pod, and it's me, Andrea. It's Johnny.
Have you have you revealed yourself at the pub yet as the podcast guy?
I have not. No, I have not.
He's.
Is there a reason why you're doing this? Is there something I don't know?
I like to tease.
He's actually a murderer.
Yeah,
it's true.
That's true. It's more fun that way.
I tell everyone.
Nice one, Andrea.
I literally just tell everyone, like, any pub I go to, it's like, are you a Spurs fan? Yeah. Have you not listened to my pod? You want a pod? Yeah.
I feel like you have the freedom to do that, though. Like, if
Yeah.
I said that at work and they listened, I would lose my job.
Yep.
Like, I would have to go in tomorrow and explain why I've been talking about sucking fish fingers out of someone's arse.
Again.
Like, come on.
I have some personal reasons why I haven't pulled a lot of people at Dog and Pony, but I'm sure there will be something soon. Okay. That's all I'll leave it at.
He's actually
Batman. I know the reasons. Okay, fair enough. So, do you want to say goodbye then? Or did you say goodbye?
And goodbye. Thank you.
You're so cute, Tony.
Josh, say goodbye, mate.
Goodbye. It's been wonderful. Goodbye again.
And Hannah.
Love you. Bye.
Love you loads. Bye.